Welcome to Shea's Pretty Skinny. I'm Shea, and we're going to talk a little bit about self-acceptance. So, have you ever thrown daggers at yourself and been like a little harsh? With you. What about even having challenges like to get over your failures or your weaknesses? Because if you have, you just might be lacking in self-acceptance. So self-acceptance can also be synonymous with self-approval, and it's a crucial component to your psychological well-being, like your mental health, okay? Because without it, it's easy to be overly self-critical, where you start obsessing over your failures and then you're thinking about shortcomings. And I talk about self-actualization in the podcast, Shea's Pretty Skinny, with the Take the Leap series that's getting ready to close out right now. So I don't want to go too far down that road, but when you're having undesirable or negative emotions, it can hinder your forward movement on the self-actualization journey, okay? The journey to realize all of your abilities, and achieve the existence and quality of life that you really deserve, that you really desire. So I'm constantly repeating myself, so I'll say it again here as well, that there are a ton of modalities to develop your self-acceptance, sharpen those tools, and there's no need to fear if it takes you a few before you find something that really resonates, right? It's kind of like having a therapist. Sometimes you just have to find the one that works for you. So whatever modality you choose, the goal is to develop true self-acceptance of your strengths and of your limitations, or some people might call it positive and negatives. Some people might say strengths and weaknesses. Now, so whichever you call it, that's the goal. Now, that doesn't mean just giving yourself a pass and start copping out with statements that we are very familiar with, like that's just how I am, or that's part of my diagnosis, or I'm just a true whatever zodiac sign you want to insert right here. Yes, let's address it all, because all of those statements are just a confirmation of the behavior that you are choosing to take ownership of. Okay, that's our free will. People can give you advice, but you still choose what you want to take ownership of. Does that mean that you have to feel guilty or beat yourself up about it or live in constant judgment? Absolutely not, okay? It simply means that you need to be accountable. That's a word that we probably don't like too much of, but it's important because you want to be able to be objective about your strengths and limitations without chipping away at your self-worth, your value, okay? If you're having a difficult time acknowledging mistakes, it's probably a clear sign that you want to work on self-acceptance. Why is that? Because mistakes are a part of the human experience, and you're not the only one making mistakes. You're not the only one experiencing failures. Mistakes and failure are a part of the learning experience. I once heard first attempts in learning. I also like to say frequent attempts in learning, because that first time might devastate you. That first time you experience failure or you make a mistake, you might feel embarrassed, right? Or it might cause an adjustment in your reality. But you're bound to experience other failures, other mistakes, even if it isn't in the same realm, okay? And you want to see that as an opportunity to re-examine and make adjustments. That's exactly what it is. It's an opportunity to re-examine. You need to understand that your worth, it's independent of your actions and your qualities, because despite failing or making mistakes, those are not events that define who you are. You get it? It's separate. And who you are, it actually has nothing to do with how you see yourself in relation to others. It should not be affected by that. They're not the same. And we often see esteem and acceptance as synonymous. So self-esteem and self-acceptance as being the same thing, but they're not the same thing, even though they're closely related. And I'm a Cat Williams fan, and Cat Williams is a brilliant comedian. And he once had a joke about women expressing frustration with their self-esteem being obliterated or affected by the men that they involve themselves with, right? And he basically was asking, how can a man have any effect on how you feel about yourself, right? Because self-esteem is how you feel about yourself. Well, self-acceptance is something that's unconditional. It does not depend on external validation, opinions, and outside resources, accolades, or achievements, okay? The recognition we often look for in life to confirm that we are performing well is that self-esteem, that outward stuff. Self-esteem is our view of ourselves and relative to other people. So those can be the reasons why we feel down or we start to feel worthless when we think others are making headway in their lives, and we start comparing like how much time have we had compared to the time that they have, making a comparison and feeling like we're lacking something because the same 24 hours they have in a day, so do we, but I don't seem to be doing as well. So that's why I suggest not comparing yourself to others. And that really takes practice. There's a lot of mental exercise, if you will, that goes into that, okay? And knowing that you're your only competition. And I'm definitely not even suggesting that you close yourself off to correction or constructive criticism or even examination from other individuals. I'm simply saying, have a goal of creating a space where your worth does not have to decrease because certain things fail or come to an end in your life, okay? Because certain people say things or have opinions about you. Endings are a part of life just as much as beginnings, whether that be relationships, jobs, how you feel about something. And losses are just as much a part of your life as winning as well. But we just like to celebrate the wins. So once you achieve self-acceptance, you'll notice that you feel free to be yourself, okay, to be authentic. And it's okay if people don't even like you. It's okay. It won't break you. You'll be more open to risks without even needing to control the outcome, okay, or only desire a positive one, what you think it should look like. You'll be able to let go of that vision and kind of just go with the flow. It's a healthy risk taking. You'll be less fearful about failing, and the goal won't be at that acceptance from others or for them to approve. The goal is to have the ability to live with authenticity and have like a bit more autonomy over your life. Now, I'm not going to go into all the ways that you can sharpen and cultivate these tools to strengthen or increase your self-acceptance, because I do talk a lot about that in the podcast, Shea's Pretty Skinny. It's just more of a narrative. It's relaxed. You can pop over there and listen to any of the episodes, really to get some ideas and start deep diving on your own to secure the methodologies and whatever processes that you feel you resonate with or that you might resonate with most and benefit from. But it's definitely been a pleasure to have this little conversation. Please feel free to like and subscribe for more of it, or just share this video with a friend that you think could benefit. I appreciate your support in any way that you want to throw it. See you next time.